Welcome to Storm's Eclectic Realm, everyone. I am Stormwinter, your host, with my co-hosts,
Mad Scientist Abigail Hyde
and
Phelony.
Oh yeah. So today I'm going to keep it real short because we have very special guests with us tonight. I'm so excited about this, but guys, I smelt them and I'm going to have to go, so I'm going to leave this all up to Abigail because she knows them personally. So yeah, we got Bray Road here with us tonight, Abigail, right?
Yeah, they graciously agreed to make the trek to the castle, and I think I saw them floating around the moat area before, so they should be in here any minute.
Well, I hope they can make it past the moat then.
Yeah.
Some people have troubles.
Yeah,
should I take a little flight out there and
maybe,
see?
yeah, I think we need to, yeah.
All right, let's send you guys into the movie. I'm going to go peek around.
Alright, the jig is cold.
There was a pool in school. There was a pool in school.
Welcome back to Storm's Eclectic Realm. This is your favorite mad scientist, Abigail Hyde, with one of my co-hosts, Phelony. And as you can see, we have some special guests with us today. This is a Milwaukee thrash groove band called Bray Road, and with me are the members. All three of them are here to join us on our adventure today. They were formed in 2010, and I want to hear a little bit about you guys and like what you do in the band. So we're gonna start over here. So, I mean, like, I kind of know you, you know, but, you know, we need everybody else to know you, so please tell us about you.
I'm Dave, I play bass.
I'm Pete, and I play drums.
I'm Nino, I do guitars and vocals.
Okay, so I think the first thing we all want to know is about your band name, because I know around here we know about Bray Road. There's, like, a little history with your name, but so I want to kind of know, like, how that name was formed, and maybe like a little history for those that might not know about it.
Well, I've always kind of been obsessed with ghost stories and just like freaky stuff. I actually worked at a Burger King in Elkhorn when I was 15, 14, and they kept talking about the Beast of Bray Road, like it's right down the street, so I had to look into it, and later in life I just figured that'd be a pretty cool band name, and a lot of beast themed stuff can be done around it, so I figured,
What's the beast?
Huh?
What's the beast?
Well, nobody knows. Some people think it's like a part of an occult that sewed a bunch of animals together. Some people think it's kind of like a miasma, spectral being.
What do you think it is?
It's whatever it wants to
It's
be.
whatever it wants.
It may be. You know what I think it might be? Man Bear Pig.
Man, bear, pig.
I'm cereal. Man
what do
Bear
you
Pig will get you.
Yeah.
And what do you think it is?
No. Big thing up livestock.
Big thing of it.
Okay.
I broke the rules already, sorry.
Yes, we have to be good little band members on the
Good
show.
little goblins and
We're
ghouls.
gonna have to like it'll be good.
Just do a there right
Yeah.
there. Do a beep. The censor. We got 5 minutes in, and Bray Road already messed it up
5 minutes, I don't even think we got that far.
in the typical Bray Road fashion.
Perfect band for our show then, because we always have our little bloopers ourselves. So I've compiled a list of questions to ask you. Some you probably heard 1,000 times, some maybe new to you, I hope. We'll see. Okay, so my first question to you is, please tell us, like, what got you into the music scene? Was it, like, your first album? Was it, like, a person? Did you get, like, a garage? Did you get a drum set in the like, for your birthday? Tell us how you first got into music and why you wanted to do this.
Me first?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Watch my language, gotcha. I don't know, as a kid, music was cool. You know?
Did you have a favorite band then?
Anything. As you know, you'd watch MTV and anything that was heavy or funny, I gravitated towards. And I was in middle school, I was trading tapes with a friend, and I traded my copy of Back in Black for his copy of Motorhead's Orgasmatron, and suddenly I was like, you know what? Bass seems really freaking cool. I think I want to do that.
Cool.
You know, and
Okay, for me, I go so far back to like almost beginning of life with that. I mean, it was just, I showed signs of having it as far as being able to play, like everything about like musical mind. I mean, I have a dad that plays guitar and bass, but then I seen him with bands, and then seen bands at like community events and such, you know, play. And also, I got interested in the drums early on, and I think it was my 5th birthday, I finally got a real drum set already, and really had it. I just showed it. But then, of course, more of the classic rock made a comeback, and got more into Pantera by high school. I wanted heavier music, and found Cannibal Corpse through Ace Ventura: Pet Detective as a kid, and that turned me on.
That was a great. That was a great.
I was like looking up that band, trying to find everything I can, and I finally did a little bit later, and it was just that kind of music just got me.
Nice.
So,
Perfect.
Here we are.
yep.
For sure.
As far as getting into music, I didn't get into it until later in life. I mean, I've always listened to music. My mom was big on music. She's big on classic rock. Metallica was one of the heavier bands that I actually knew. I knew a little bit of Megadeth. You know, my time frame was Countdown to Extinction. I knew a few songs off of there, but I was really into rap and hip hop as a kid, to be honest. I didn't start playing an instrument until I was 20. And the only reason I did that is because I had nothing else to do because I was locked up. So I just learned how to play guitar. Then when I got out, I had a friend ask me to come see, actually, Burial Ritual was one of the first bands I saw. And I had an interview to go to a band called Stone to play guitar in. And shortly after I started jamming with them, we changed the name to Demon Seed. But then it was just one of those things where I was like, I used to go out and watch people do shows and be like, well, I could do that too. I mean, you know, so that's kind of how I got deeper and deeper into bands. So I've known Pete and Dave since like beginning of the band. I mean, I remember Dave used to come to shows when we were still supporting a demo. Like our first 2 shows, Pete was one of the first musicians I met and seen. So
I was already playing in bands myself. Burial Ritual was a big one, a long time runner.
Yeah. That was,
So and he met me there. We played shows together.
we've all played shows together.
Yeah, we all did.
We got flyers in the basement of all 3 of our bands.
Yeah,
Super nice.
you know, Pete used to come see my bands play, and
Yep.
I've seen Nino's bands play, and you know, we've all known each other forever.
So can you tell us a little bit about like the other bands you were in? A little
Okay,
bit.
let's just start
Just
first.
keep going around.
Yeah.
We know what you were.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done a lot
But
of
they
bands.
don't. They need to
Yeah,
know.
we're trying to
Abigail needs to know.
Abigail
We need
doesn't
to know these things.
My counterpart might know a little
Where
bit,
did I
but
first?
I don't
Where
know
did I
anything.
first meet you in?
When I was playing bass for Rictus.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Richter's Grin. Yeah. So,
Yep.
okay.
You know, and from there I was in Darkgrave for a little
the
bit, and
Yep, I
you
remember.
know, I did Sam Yaza for 6-7 years.
Oh yeah, played with you in that.
Yeah.
So
Now
that's
I'm doing this.
Were
Yes.
you in bands in high school too, or just you know? No?
Yeah, it is high school kids. You
Yeah.
yeah.
put
I
things
did the
together, and you know, no one takes things seriously, or
same. Right, I did
and
that
then,
same thing.
you know, you waste weekends and you have fun, and
Yep.
it doesn't close nowhere.
I know that exact feeling. I've been there myself.
Then you're
Besides,
47
school
in Bray
band was
Road.
one
That's-
thing,
yeah.
but
That's how life.
But what he just said about, you know, high school, like, forming bands, I did the same thing, and it was just fun and just to get a feel for it. But obviously, it's so unlikely that we're gonna really get anywhere. It's a rare thing
Right.
for a band forming in high school to actually
Right.
make it past that.
Play a show. I mean,
Yeah. So, and then, of course, I seen Rick Disgrin. That was a band he was
Yeah.
in
Yeah. Yeah.
since my early adult years.
Yeah.
And
You guys
then,
used to all party together.
yes, we
Yeah.
did. That's right. And then I was looking to like get into a band or form something. I was looking to play drums for because I really wanted to like get out there and play. And I've done bands Blackened, Burial Ritual, And now this. Yeah, Cause of Doom, that was another band I did. Basically forming.
See,
Okay.
as far as bands, like you said, I started out with Dino and them and Stone. I was in a band called Midian for a little bit. And
I know
they've been
that.
around for a while, and I didn't really fit into their whole vibe,
Yeah,
so that
I
didn't
played with
last
them
long.
too. I remember playing with them. In fact, when I started at Midland Plastics, that's a job.
Yeah, he was when I was there, I was working there with you. He became like our finance guy or something.
Yes.
It was so weird. seeing him,
Kevin, yeah.
Like, I know this guy.
Yeah, like that was Kevin Perrins.
Then from there, I always kind of started Bray Road around that time. It was me and a drummer named Tony Heath.
Oh,
we were
yeah.
trying to write songs together, but we couldn't find anybody else to join the band, so, you know.
Yeah.
Then from there, I was in a band called Mortiskull for 4 years, 3.5 years. And since then, I've just been doing Bray Road. I just figure I would focus all my attention on one project, so.
Right. Well, right now we're gonna get you back into the movie, and we're gonna continue our interview with Bray Road right after this.
Yes, who are you? What do you want? I'm Julian Olcott. The director is expecting me. Enter, please. Thank you.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Be calm.
1.
Wolf doesn't bother anyone. I'm Walter, the caretaker. I'm pleased to meet you. The studio of the director is in front of that court at left. Down there in front, at the left. Give me your suitcase. Thank you very much.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
It's a pleasure for you, too, isn't it, teacher?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, give her some air. Give her some air.
Quickly, please take her to the infirmary and make room so that she can get some air.
Look, she can't even look at a new man without fainting dead away.
I'm sure she's pretending.
That one? I've known that one for a long time, way before she faked it.
Mary has a marvelous ability for always being in trouble.
Love has never killed anyone. She's just found a way to make it pay plenty for her. Beautiful.
I don't think that's the reason she did it.
Then what do you think it is? Only a man can make Mary pass out. She's bound to recover in the infirmary so she can go out tonight.
You are Julian Alcott, sir?
Yes, I am.
I am Leonora MacDonald.
I'm very glad to know you.
The director is expecting you.
Thank you.
Julian Alcott, correct?
Yes, that's right.
How do you do?
Pleasure. Dr. Benson told me to see you, and here I am.
Dr. Benson is an old friend. He wrote to me. I've been expecting you. Sit down, please.
Thank you. There's something I should tell you.
Please, sit down, Doctor. Yes, Dr. Alcott. I know everything. Benson explained it to me, and he also said you were acting in good faith.
That's very kind of you. You know the court of law has found me to be innocent.
I know. So here you'll just be Professor Julian Alcott, and the past shall be of no importance.
Thank you. It's very good of you.
You don't have to thank me. Thank our mutual friend, Dr. Benson. I hope you'll be comfortable here. Our institute is not a house of punishment. The girls are given a chance here by the generosity of our benefactors. Without this institute, the majority of them would be in some state reformatory. We are trying to give them work and an education and put them back on the right road. No one is ill-treated here, but your job will not be an easy one.
Very good. I shall do my best because it's also important to me to find myself.
Surely, the past can become a nightmare unless we can free ourselves of it.
Sir, while I was coming here, I saw a girl who had just fainted.
Oh, that's Mary Smith. Don't be concerned because she's just coming of age.
I hope the future will be better.
Yes. But you must remember that here you are not a doctor anymore, but just a professor of science.
Of course. I won't forget.
If you'll come along, I'll show you your quarters.
Ah, thank you very much.
This way, please, Professor.
Sandy. You hear the wolves? The other day, the farmers had to kill 2 of them. The people are going mad with fear.
If I were Mary, I would be frightened.
Look there.
Mary, she means trouble, so why bother? It's better to forget her. Let her go if she wants to.
Look. It's Leonore. She sees Mary, but why doesn't she try to stop her?
She's the one who doesn't want to be seen. Funny if she had a lover.
A lover? And who could it possibly be? Maybe it's that new professor that just arrived here today.
If it is, I can understand it. He's pretty good looking.
Any man looks good to you.
Told you should never be here at night.
Let me go. Don't touch me, pig. You've got your money. Let me go, or tomorrow I'll spill everything. About you and about him. Let me go.
Get easy or you'll be sorry. I want you in one piece.
I came here only because of the promise you made. Leave me alone. I came here because I want something.
What is it you want now? But I've given you everything.
And so who needs it if I have to stay walled in here? Make your promise good to get me out. You wanted a little love on the sly? Then find me a way out of this pig pen tomorrow night. Do you hear? Tomorrow night.
No, Mary. You know very well the court has sentenced you, so only the court can possibly free you, Mary.
My body for a middle-aged oversexphonier. Now you expect to get off the hook. No, you don't.
Aren't you forgetting, Mary, that you have the letters? The letters. When you give them to me, I'll free you.
They're burned. Remember, they're important proof. Very important. So careful.
No, wait. Something can be done. Wait.
You won't keep me waiting. Or tomorrow you're finished at this school.
Mary, wait. Wait. I'll think of something. Sheena. Sheena. Sheena.
You really are corrupt, Alfred.
No. It's not about her again. Not this time. It's now something horrible, Sheena.
I saw. You're a beast, not a man, my dear, so go to the devil.
I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything. I'm not with that girl anymore, it's true. She's blackmailing me. The letters. The letters. Yesterday, I wrote a letter to her that can be a disgrace to me.
You're not only thoroughly miserable, Alfred, you're without a doubt a pitiful imbecile.
But I didn't sign them, never. They can't possibly suspect they're mine.
You fool! How far do you think you would go if everyone knew what you really are, Sir Alfred Weitzman?
I know it, Sheena. You're right.
Welcome back to Storms Eclectic Realm. We are interviewing Bray Road today. Yeah, I'm with my co-host Phelony is here. She's being so good. And I want to continue on our interview because it's so fun to learn about the bands that are in our area. So the next question I have, if you guys could open for a show for any famous person or any famous band, please tell us which band you would choose and why.
Oh.
You want to take this one first, Pete?
God, man, there's a whole bunch. Now you are really getting me going on.
Yeah.
Thinking of a whole bunch because there's a lot of idols out there. I mean...
Alright, we'll let you name two. Okay.
Oh, I mean, you already... Well, I'm trying to think who would I really like. Well, for one, I would love to have opened for Testament. That'd be another, or Anthrax.
Okay. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys have fit in real well with those bands.
And the
too.
thing is, when I was in Khazad-dûm, I did actually open for one of my idols that was like a bucket list goal of life to do, which when I did Khazad-dûm, I opened for Nile.
Oh.
And Carl Sanders got to actually see,
That's
which
great.
was very cool.
Colonel Sanders?
Carl. Carl, guitarist, main guitarist in Nile. And,
yeah.
But then there's the fact that I'm friends with Vital Remains and Internal Bleeding,
yeah.
so I know those guys are good friends. I'm good friends with those guys.
Right.
So it's already kind of like I got in with a lot of them, and they know me, I know them. So, but yeah, bigger bands would include like Anthrax and Testament. Ooh, that would have been.
Okay.
And I did get to open for one of my idols in the past too on Full Terrace Assault.
Oh, yeah.
Death Angel.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually a kind of a more personal favorite. Death Angel, a little less known of thrash, but awesome. I love Dark Angel.
Ooh, I would have to go basic. I would have to say it would have to be James Hetfield in Metallica, man. That would have to be.
Okay.
That would be my. You know, even though I wasn't too much of a metalhead as a kid, I always knew who he was, and I always like adored the way he played and just the presence he had on stage. So.
Well, it'd be a good fit too. I mean, are we talking about opening for bands that would actually make
No, it doesn't have
sense? You know, would it make like
No,
the
it
Bray
doesn't have
Road bigger because we opened for this thrash band? It'd be like
personal.
No, it can be
weird.
personal.
Man, I really like, you know, some or alive or dead. You know, it's just another thing. But
Not so
Hey,
technical
this is a place
here.
of magic, so I'm sure
Yeah,
there's some
not so
conjuration
technical
involved.
here. We
Well,
can,
you know.
Conjuration spells.
Storm's got abilities to bring back these people.
You know any
so-
conjuration spells?
Yeah, she does. She knows a lot of them. So we'll be
Necromancy.
any of them. Don't without taking any of those things into consideration. Which band?
you know, I'd like to open for a band that like just be fun to hang out with. I mean, you know. Unfortunately, you know, you open for bands and most of the time they don't want to hang out, you know. But when I opened for 3 Inches of Blood years ago, those guys are a blast. They hung out. They're great guys.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
I would throw 3 Inches of Blood if they were still around, but they're not on that list again. Obviously, Motorhead, you know, I opened for them years ago. That was another great show. And
oh yeah.
I don't know if, like, you know, we would be the ideal, but it's music. What does it matter?
We could be whatever we need to be.
Exactly. And Storm can help with some of that too.
We have our songs. They have so much different. They're all heavy, I guess. Heavy is like subjective, I guess.
Yeah.
To the listener. But we have like laid back heavy and we have fast heavy. You know, there's there's like different gradients.
Groovy.
Yeah, there's
Groovy. Yeah, and that's what the groove part comes in.
So
with
we could pretty much
your
put a set
title.
together where we never do a thrash beat, and then put a set together where it's all thrash beats, and it's all right, Pete.
Yep,
thrash beat, Pete.
Well, hello, Kitty.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, right now we're gonna take another break, and we're gonna get you back into this movie to be continued with more from Bray Road.
Miss Schultz, is it all right, please, to go in there? I want to see her.
No, it's not possible. Take this,
my report from the coroner. He said the girl was assaulted by wolves, and she died as a result of the injuries inflicted.
But she could have had a meeting with a man a little before her death. I don't believe it could have been the wolves.
A girl who wanders out at night into the forest. And, Professor, she was alone, mind you. Not to mention the probable rendezvous with someone could very easily have been attacked by wolves.
Poor girl. It's a terrible disgrace to be destroyed after years of work. I fear that the good name of our institute will be compromised.
We can't be concerned about the Institute's good name in a case like this, sir.
Here's Sir Alfred Whiteman.
Sir Alfred, something horrible has happened.
Sir Alfred, I believe you know this girl.
Yes, yes. I believe I've seen her, of course, at some time. May I leave now, please? What has occurred has upset me very much. Excuse me.
Sir Alfred, will you join us, sir, for a minute or so, for I have to complete my report. Purely a formality, of course. Sir Alfred. Sir Alfred, if you want to go soon, we can finish in a few minutes. I can sympathize with you, but I can't avoid the formalities.
Of course.
Priscilla, what are you doing here? You'll be late to your next study hall. You must go quickly. Why are you waiting?
I thought I'd forgotten my notebook, Professor. The director in his office. I have to see him immediately.
Why do you have to see him?
It's personal. It's none of your business.
It would be profitable to get together with me just a little. Give me a chance.
I don't bargain with your kind.
Well, now I'm finished. We'll soften the news in all of the papers as you asked, sir.
You're very generous, Inspector, and I should like to thank you in the name of the Council of the Institute.
It's my pleasure,
Mr.
Sir
Swift,
Alfred.
excuse me.
Yes?
One of the girls would like to speak to you.
Make her wait for me. You shall have no reason to worry. I'll increase the supervision over the girls.
There's no need to change this institute into a prison, or we might as well leave the girls in a state reformatory.
Please don't worry, Sir Alfred. I know well how far I can go.
Yes?
What can I do for you?
Mr. Swift, I found something of Mary's.
What's that? Sit down. Tell me everything.
This morning by post, there arrived a letter for Mary.
Yes?
I opened it. There were only a few words. Mary is blackmailing someone. And in this letter, they're threatening her.
From whom is this letter?
There isn't any name.
Mary and blackmail. May I see the letter?
No, I left it in the dresser in the dormitory.
We shall have to call back the inspector. Tommy, call the inspector and ask him to come over as soon as possible. Perhaps the letter has no connection with the death of Mary. However, we cannot ignore it.
No, no. A blackmailer is not an assassin. They tell me they've legally established that she was torn up by an animal. But we're not very certain you have told us the truth.
The letters are here. I only said that someone was blackmailing Mary.
Let's see them. Well, have they just vanished?
But they were here. I put them here a few minutes ago.
What do you hope to gain with this bad hoax, girl? But let's not waste energy by telling lies and by alarming us. I have fair grounds to arrest you. Excuse me, Director.
You must believe me, Mr. Swift. It was here. Who could have taken it? Whoever did must have known that I left the letter
Don't be
here.
malicious and accuse your companions just because you can't deliver this letter. You are the only one who has seen this letter, and we have to believe your words.
And my report doesn't count at all for you.
It's not for me. It's the police who need the facts. You better return now. I understand that you're upset about the death of your friend. However, I cannot excuse your conduct.
Mary was just assassinated. No one will convince me she was torn up by wolves.
These globules, which are red, are presented in the form of minuscule discs that are biconcave. And there are many of them. There are around 5 million in each millimeter of blood. They're very elastic, possessing the ability of varying their form. Beside elongation, which we discussed earlier,
You can't be certain about that. What connection could he possibly have with the letter?
through sections of the body which are
He arrived only a few days ago. Possibly he's been living at Brinsville for many
resume.
months.
Here is the chart representing the body and blood. Good. We'll leave this lesson as it is for today and pick it up on Tuesday. Please go now.
Done. You aren't coming? No, I want to speak to the professor. Okay. Professor, excuse me.
What do you want, Priscilla?
I want to speak to you a moment.
But of course. Something you need to know?
Have you seen Mary's body?
Yes.
Why didn't I and the other girls get a chance to see it before the burial?
Maybe it's better that you remember her the way you last saw her.
You know the story of the wolves.
What do you mean?
But those scratches, those wounds, were they made by a wolf?
To my knowledge, this has not yet been confirmed. And I don't have any actual reason to doubt it.
Why did you come to instruct here? You're not from Brinsville.
No, from another town. And I didn't choose it, this place. It was my destiny, not my ambition to accept. Wish something else right now?
No, I felt you might know something about the death of Mary, but I see you won't tell me anything.
Priscilla, what are you doing here?
Shh, Sandy, help me. I must open this dresser of Mary's.
But why?
Get a move on. See if you can try to open it.
One key's the same as another. If this one can make it.
Force it. There they are. Take it. Mary, I need you, and you can have anything you want, but I must see you. And please reply very quickly in person. I embrace you, my love. Not even signed. And also this one.
Read it. Read it.
No, no, not yet. No one must ever see this because I know which one murdered Mary. I know the man.
Yes. It's very difficult to understand, but now that you've been with us here for a week, what's your impression?
Well, I don't think these girls are any more difficult than others of their age.
Perhaps you're right, but these have found the bitterness of life much too early.
Yes, I must agree with you, even without knowing them as well as you do. Tell me, that one, for instance. What's she done? Why is she here?
She was convicted of attempted homicide. She was living with that poor Mary in town. One night, a sailor was trying to beat Mary, almost strangled her. Then Priscilla, defending her friend, almost killed the sailor.
Now I understand. That's why the news of Mary's sudden death touched her so deeply.
Yes. As the girls are alone here, a friendship like this can sometimes be their only consolation.
And where's the hard cash?
He'll pay you after. Maybe he'll give you more because he likes you.
I?
Yes, you. I do believe that money makes a person do anything, don't you? It's tough for a girl to resist the fancy notion of cash when she needs it, hmm? Good dog. Stop it. It's a friend. I was expecting you.
Where do we have to go?
You'll see. Are you afraid of the wolves?
No.
Come on, let's go. Watch the house well, Wolf. Quickly, we can't afford to be seen by anybody. Come on, we haven't far to go. It's only the beasts fighting among themselves, Priscilla. Come on.
Come on. Is this where it was, Walter?
What do you mean?
Is this where they found Mary?
How would I know? Come on. He's expecting you. Go. Go on, girl, go on. He's waiting for you.
Don't be afraid.
You're Sheena Whiteman.
You expected to find my husband, am I right? Stop it. Take this. This is so you'll have a worthwhile reason for coming here. To me, you're another common slut, just like all the others. And as of now, it's finished between you and my husband.
Whiteman. It was your husband. Now it's clear to me.
What's clear to you, you little tart? You're all alike. You're all ready to sell yourselves.
Yes, but not to be killed. Your husband has killed Mary Smith because she received this.
No. My husband is perhaps a philanderer, but he's not an assassin.
Then I'll explain all this to the police.
I warn you, girl, you'd better not be foolish, or I'll be forced to appeal to the dogs.
That wouldn't help you at all. All the other letters are securely hidden, in case they find me, like my friend, attacked by the wolves.
Where are the other letters? Do you have them?
Those letters will be delivered to the police. I only want to know who's written them.
Oh, that's the reason you came here.
Yes, that's the reason, even if you don't believe me.
Sit down. I believe you, but also you must listen to me. For a long time I've been watching my husband. He's a strange man. He's a sadist. Everyone else believes he's a respectable person, and he's not even faithful. It's true. It's true the other night he had an appointment with that Mary. I followed him, intending to interrupt them and put an end to it once and for all. They met each other, and when Alfred left her, I know that girl was alive, still living. But suddenly, there occurred something horrible. It wasn't my husband who killed your friend, and it was not the wolves. There was a moon. I saw that the assassin didn't run away immediately. He remained in almost a contortion for some moments on the bridge before going, and it was then that I was able to recognize him.
Who's there?
Where?
Over there. There was someone at the window.
Oh, it was that caretaker who brought you here.
Who do you say is the murderer?
I don't want to tell you. Not now, anyway. It's better that you keep your nose out of this filthy mess. The letters and all the rest. Also that poor girl. Her name would be covered with mud. Let her rest in peace.
But she was assassinated.
Another dirty scandal would be the final ruin of us all, and certainly wouldn't bring back to life your Mary.
Do you still love your husband?
Yes.
To the point of killing one of his lovers?
I? Why? What sort of a person do you think I am?
The dogs. You didn't say anything to them. If they'd find me killed by them, they'd believe it was the wolves.
You are really stupid. I've been foolish to confide in you.
Calm down. What are you doing here at this hour?
Maybe I should ask you the same thing.
But I can respond to that. I'm fixing traps to free the forest from the wolves.
In a certain sense, we were doing the same thing.
What do you have to tell?
Oh, nothing. Were you the one that was following me, Professor?
No. Absolutely. Why?
I don't know. It seemed like someone was following me.
Come on, I think I'd better go back with you to the Institute.
I'm certainly safer going with you than going alone.
Priscilla, I'm sorry, but I have to make a report. You were told not to come here.
Make it. You don't have to worry about me.
You're a strange girl.
Is that a compliment?
Oh, perhaps. You're too pessimistic. Even if life is hard, it's worthwhile living it. You must believe in something. Don't be afraid. It's only a wolf that must have just fallen into one of my traps.
You have to go?
Yes. Excuse me, it's really necessary. You know, the wolves know how to free themselves and escape with a broken foot.
Oh. Don't be worried. I'm almost there already. Professor?
Yes?
The report?
Don't worry about it. I won't say anything to anybody about it this time. I won't even ask you what you were doing out at this hour. You see, I have faith in you.
Thank you.
Priscilla.
Professor? Is it you?
Welcome back to Stone's Eclectic Realm. I'm still here with Bray Road. We're still learning all about them. And we're just going to continue on with our interview. So now we're going to go off on a little fun questions. Maybe stuff you're not used to being asked. So can you tell us about your favorite horror movie? And if different, what was the first horror movie you ever saw? If you can remember.
The kid, the first one I remember was Night of the Creeps.
The Creeps. That's
They always have such great names.
Great movie.
Is that
I
your
have to
favorite
say,
movie?
oh, there you go.
Is that the favorite one too?
Probably. I mean,
Okay.
it's like anything. It's like your first thing you remember, or no, it's like the first thing you remember. Like the ones that you get the emotional attachment to.
Yeah. It's hard to say what a favorite of anything is, really. What about you, Pete?
Return of the Living Dead also is the other one.
That's
Quite
quite a thing of horror movies. See, probably in high school, like early high school, I remember the first Scream movie. That was quite terrifying. A guy that just doesn't stop chasing someone and just stabs, especially girls he loved, to just stab them to death in the same fashion as Jason of Friday the 13th, but he just does not stop. And I mean, I've seen the classics, the first Halloween movie, just better than any of the other ones. Just to see it recently, like at the gym on their television things on the treadmills. Saw the first Halloween movie this October.
Well, I want to go to that gym. Our gym doesn't have those.
Yeah, and here's the thing, to see Jamie Lee Curtis just turning adult age then, playing a high schooler. It's just so weird to see her based on how old she is now. Just to see that. But the other thing, though, I mean, The Exorcist, that's... But the only thing now is I cannot watch it without laughing at it because of Scary Movie 2. What they did with that whole Exorcist movie just made me laugh, and all I can think of is the jokes they made out of it. Like the three-way puke wars. Or your mother's in here with us, and then she actually gets out of the bed.
I would have to say, might be a bit controversial, but the first one I remember seeing and is still to this day is my favorite would be Ghostbusters. That's the absolute favorite movie. Yeah. That's this guy. I got pictures, photos, stickers. I collect stuff. Yeah.
We were at a convention not too long ago for the show, and there was some guys there dressed up like that. That was pretty awesome. Everybody wanted their photos with them. So it was pretty cool.
But I am amazed at the whole, like, Nightmare Before Christmas, the characters on so many things, people, kids, young kids.
How about People Under the Stairs? Remember that one?
Yeah.
Roach. Got his tongue off.
Look, I'm just saying, though, like, I like the horror movies are a little funnier, you know?
Yeah. That's okay.
Cheesy.
Yeah,
well, it's funny. Even like Friday the 13th, you watch the first one and it's like cheesy. It's like, is it that scary? Not really, but it's more of a thriller, you know?
Yeah.
It's so weird, like, when I was younger, we watched Nightmare on Elm Street, and I thought that was, like, the scariest thing ever. That's actually how I started liking Dokken. Dream
Warriors.
Dream Warriors, that's actually my favorite one. But now, watching it now, it's, like, so different. It's like why? I know. What's going on? But they're classics, you know, the movies that'll be in our hearts forever, right?
And then there was a certain time where horror just stopped happening.
Yeah. It's...
Oh, Phelony, do you have a question?
Salem's Lot.
That's your favorite one?
Yep.
Are you old enough to watch that one? Okay.
In a different life.
In a different life,
life.
We take care of our felonies, so we let her do these things sometimes.
A few of those myself, so I get it.
She might get to do one now, because, like, she's behaving so good today. You should see her sometimes. She's kind of a little sassy thing sometimes. Okay. On that note, we're going to take another break and get you back into this movie. Stay tuned, because we got more from Bray Road.
Sheena was all to me. A companion both good and kind and devoted.
seems she was attacked by a monster, one of the girls from the Institute, and she was saved by a dog.
One of the girls saw this. She said his right arm was torn open by the dog.
The police have to inspect each and every man in these...
Absolutely.
The police are asleep here. We'll have to try and find it ourselves. Certainly. Brownsville will not lay down. We'll find him.
Yes, we'd better act before he strikes again. We don't want him to get hold of one of our children.
Sheriff. Okay, talk.
She's still in the infirmary. The dresser, we didn't find anything.
You must. You have to find them. If I don't recover those letters, I cannot rest.
Look at that man. His right arm isn't functioning.
He's the caretaker of the Institute.
Sir Alfred. The girl was attacked right in the vicinity of the guardhouse.
Certainly it's him. Come on, what are we waiting for? Careful. Don't move.
He mustn't get out of here. He must account for what he has done.
Stop it! You're all going mad. Let go of that knife. Walter, nobody is going to do you any harm. Now let him pass through.
The man's hand. Look, men. Look at his hand.
This man has no scar on his hand. His hand has been like this since he was born. Now we're leaving. Step aside. Come on.
Come on, go on and sit down. Nothing is happening. Get going, boys.
What were you doing with Sir Alfred?
Nothing, Dr. Stratton. Why?
Return to the Institute. These people could do you great harm.
Yes, sir.
But why are you crying, It's all in the past now. Calm yourself. Here you are protected.
Yes, yes. But it isn't that.
Then what is all this?
Sheena Whiteman.
Sheena? Is this what's troubling you? Tell me why. You must have faith in me, Priscilla. You know that you can trust me.
Finally. They wouldn't even let me in here. They told me I mustn't stay long. Oh, excuse me. I'm not disturbing you.
No, I was just telling the professor how very pleased I am to see him.
Priscilla.
But at this point, it's better to say it all. Right, Professor?
Sir Alfred, we've been risking our reputation for him. Just what am I to do? This whole story repulses me.
In saving him, you saved the reputation of the Institute.
Come in. Sandy, what is it?
I must speak to you. It's something terrible.
Well, what is it? So speak.
I know who the monster is.
What's that?
Julian Alcott, the professor of science. He's a badly damaged arm.
This is not enough proof to even mention.
Mary was murdered the night of his arrival. It's him, and he's in the infirmary with Priscilla talking to
Go
him.
and call Professor Alcott now, and don't tell anyone what you've just said to me.
But I...
Listen, if your suspicions are correct, I shall call the police. Now go ahead. Tommy, call Professor Alcott immediately.
I cannot tell you too often, but I must have those letters.
With pleasure, Sir Alfred. If the letters are still here in the Institute, I'll find them.
Good.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes. What, in your opinion, happened in the woods?
Well, I believe it has to do with a lycanthropist.
In other words, a sort of werewolf.
Exactly.
Please explain this to me further.
What is this? An interrogation?
Better to tell me than the police, don't you think?
Yes, of course. Well, you know of my career as a doctor. It was terminated by a tragic incident. I was working for Dr. Benson at the mental hospital for the criminally insane. There was a girl. She was accused of homicide. But the poor girl could not absolutely recall killing anyone. She seemed perfectly normal. I must add, I was in love with her.
Continue, please.
In a full moon, she would behave in a very strange way. She would lose complete control of herself and transform absolutely. And her face was like a beast's. Professionally, I wanted to try to help her. And after a certain time, I discovered a temporary antidote. And it's so difficult, actually, without my using the medical terms to explain
I've
this
always
to
been
you.
interested in medicine, and I think I could follow you.
The pituitary gland controls the function of the hormones, influencing the sexual organs and the thyroid. And as a direct reaction, it can cause a psychophysical transformation. My colleagues refuted this theory of mine, and I had proven it unequivocally. For example, at every lunar cycle, the pituitary gland acts strangely and becomes enlarged at the start of the transformation. Our psychocontrols upset the balance of the neuroglandular system, causing incredible distortions in the skin, hair, and teeth. In this state, the patient cannot be saved. I was successful with the extract of the brain of a wolf while I was experimenting on her. One night, she gave herself an overdose. Perhaps I made it too strong. And the police then accused me of killing her. Do you want to know more?
In observing the body of Mary, did you feel the crime was committed by a lycanthropus?
Yes. I'm almost sure about it. I continued my studies in this matter.
And this led you to other discoveries. Is it possible to rid yourself completely?
I don't know. But that's not of importance anymore. Since I've been here, I've been trying to capture a wolf to extract his glands.
They're not rare in our forests. Now tell me, Professor, have you ever experimented on yourself?
Once. I had to find out what it would be like for a normal human being. It was impossible to observe myself.
Would you mind showing me your right arm?
No, of course not. Yes, it's hurt. But I did not attack Priscilla.
A strange coincidence, don't you think? Before you arrived, there never was any talk about monsters in this town.
Then you think that I'm...
Professor, you said yourself that a person can be completely out of control during a crisis. How much does he remember afterwards?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not even one sign remains of it. I assure you that this is what happens. Anyway, I must assure you of one thing. I hurt myself accidentally.
Professor, I want to believe every word of it, though it may not appear that way. But I advise you, however, to take great care. Perhaps you had better discontinue your experiment.
Absolutely not. But I can't. The life of a human being may depend on it.
And who might this be?
I don't know. You asked me to tell you about a lycanthropist. His sickness must have satisfaction. In the next transformation, he'll try again.
And you believe that if you manage to find a definite antidote, you'll probably save the life of that person. Then you know who the attacker is.
Well, if I should discover an antidote, I'm sure that this person would certainly want to be helped.
Sick or not, Professor, he'll be obliged to give himself up.
I'm a doctor. It's not fair to treat a lycanthropist like a murderer. If ever I'm successful in finding a cure, these poor victims could possibly begin to lead a normal life, like others.
Perhaps you're right, if you think murder won't bother his conscience.
If you should ever find out that I am the monster, I should like to be treated the same as you would like to be.
I understand you perfectly.
Stairs.
What? That's impossible. Look there!
Where?
At the top of the stairs.
Walter, stop, or I'll shoot.
Girls, go back to the dormitory. This is nothing for you to see.
I said stop, or I'll shoot.
Well?
There's nothing more to do.
He was the monster. He tried to kill Sandy.
Enough of that. Miss Leonora, get them all inside.
Go on, girls, enough now. Go on inside.
Was he the monster?
Perhaps the monster never existed. Walter smothered the girl. Now, please, go on, Tommy.
I'm going to call the police.
All right.
Professor,
Priscilla.
what's happened?
Priscilla. It's terrible. Walter killed himself.
No.
It's true. Caught him by surprise fleeing from the dormitory. After he tried to kill one of the girls. Sandy.
Sandy?
Yes.
So Walter was the monster.
No. He couldn't be the monster.
But why not?
Because Walter had a dog. And dogs can't stand the odor of wolves.
This is appalling, Sir Alfred.
Yes. It's like a compulsion I have here inside of me. And why am I like this? I don't know why. But I've never killed anybody. I've always paid. I've always paid for everything.
Those that seem the best sometimes commit the worst. You know you've killed Walter.
No. I only asked him to find the letters. I didn't know he'd be foolish enough to risk his life. You must help me.
By helping you, Miss Leonora and I were almost involved in this dirty scandal. If Miss Leonora and I had not discovered the letters, you would be in jail.
I'm innocent. If only Sheena was still alive.
But why?
Because Sheena, that night, when Mary was killed, she followed me. She saw who it was.
Don't invent these absurd stories. There's no need for it. I have no intention of denouncing you.
I haven't had a moment of peace since Sheena died. It's as if I had killed her with my own hands. If only I had the courage to kill myself. But Sheena knew. She knew.
If she knew, why didn't she speak up?
I don't know. Maybe she kept silent to blackmail me. She said that with one word, she could send me to the gallows.
Even the death of your own wife looks strange in the light of this story.
Strange? You think that
I'm not thinking anything. What are you going to do?
What will you do? If you destroy me, you destroy yourself as well.
Go, Sir Alfred.
Welcome back to Storm's Eclectic Realm. I'm here with my co-host Phelony and Bray Road. We're continuing our interview with them because we want to learn all about them and all the things behind the scenes that you might not get to learn about just from seeing them on stage. Plus, it's really loud at shows, so it's a good way to get a little information about them. So we're going to continue on. So I know like you guys have shared the stage with a lot of different bands, and I'm just looking to see like if you've received any advice or kind of like any knowledge or any kind of information from other musicians that have stuck with you that you brought into your own music.
Oh, I played with so many. I've met so many. It got to the point, like, say, as far as my drumming goes, it just seemed like more of them were coming to me.
Oh,
it just seemed that way. It just seems that way. I had more.
Drummers are hard to find. Just like
places. But they were all, like, even others, just asking me questions. Okay. I mean, I'd get asked and showing people things. Okay. A lot of people things. Kind of became a go-to. Okay. At times.
It's wonderful.
But I will say some musicians that I can really... Dino was one of them, my buddy Dino Whopper. He really kind of taught me how to, like, be in a band, because I knew how to play a guitar, kind of, but I never played with, like, actual humans, so he kind of taught me the ways to, like, fall in line with your rhythm and hold your guitar like this or stop doing that, you know. I'm self-taught, so I had a lot of bad habits that were never mitigated. Sure. Him, and I also have to say Jason Hellman. He really helped me, like, understand certain aspects of music. I mean,
yeah, he's been in this thing a long time.
And then
even Dave, Dave and Pete. Yep. There's things that Dave has taught me that I didn't know recently. Like, let's try it like that, or blah blah blah.
However, I was also gonna say too, in the music scene, way back to my earliest years, I got studio experience. That's why I know how to do what I do with recording. Studio experience from Joel Watasek, who is now much big now with Unstoppable Recording Machine and Nail the Mixing. He's like one of the hosts of that or so, and also developer of Drum Forge, but back then I was one of his first.
What about you, Dave?
I can't remember anyone saying, this is going to make you a better bass player, this is going to make you a better musician, this is going to make you a better band member. It's just, you learn, it's just doing it.
Okay.
You learn a lot of things the hard way, the wrong way. You turn around and look at what other musicians are doing and saying, I've been doing that wrong my entire life. Excellent, and you keep doing it wrong because that's part of what makes you you.
Yep.
That's a good
the
point.
Little point, the on-off stage fast, there are things like, there was a lot of younger bands that I tried to help out because I didn't get a lot of help when I was younger, so the little things, it's you try to explain to people that I don't know how it is in your scene. Milwaukee is a very small scene. Milwaukee is not big on competition. Milwaukee's big on cooperation. There are guys that are competitive, but I've always believed that I'd rather be the guy that works with everyone than the guy that everyone works against. That is how scenes are.
Yep, I've been the same way, as I said before. Many have come up to me, and asked me questions, and I've been able to show a lot of them stuff too, that I became that type of person, so knowing that I would rather cooperate and, support everybody than compete against everyone. You get nowhere doing that.
I cooperate to an extent.
You just gotta watch where you cooperate. Where
it all depends on where it lands you, man.
Exactly. Well, you just watch where it does, and you.
Sesame Street lately.
I watch a lot of Sesame Street.
There's a lot of Sesame Street,
and it ain't the same as it used to be.
It's not the same.
No more Bob, no more Louise.
Sesame Street now.
Oh God, yeah, don't remind me. And then no more Bob and Louise, and no more.
Well, people gotta move on, man.
What about Bert and Ernie still on there?
I don't.
All right, that's
but
good.
no Frank Oz.
Oh, okay.
That's the other thing.
What about those little blooper dudes that will be out the window? The beep guys. Are they still on there?
I don't.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, I used to do Phelony.
There's another one gone.
Okay.
No more Jerry Nelson as the Count anymore.
Sure. Oh.
He's dead.
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, that show's been around for a long time.
I know.
I mean, we can't expect Sesame Street to still have the original cast.
Right. I know, but it's just that original cast I grew up on, and it's just like they just stick, like.
Good old days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bob is the one that just died.
The Martians.
Last month.
My favorite Sesame Street was Dr. Livingston, I presume.
Yeah, Mr. Hooper died when I was born.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, Mr. Lee something, that was his name.
Willie.
Willie, yeah.
Okay, well, on that note, we're going to take another break, and we'll be right back with more from Bray Road.
Okay.
Why didn't you tell me about Sir Alfred?
Because I was afraid. I don't know much about you, Julian. You continue to have secrets. Julian, I know you're a medical doctor.
Ah. Well, then. You must also know that I'm a failure.
Julian, is one mistake really so bad?
Oh, no. But it's a battle, Priscilla. One cannot forget the past when it keeps following you. All right, let's go. There are more important things to be done now. Excuse us, Sir Alfred, but it's very important that we see you.
I'm sorry, but I don't have a lot of time to give you. Please.
Sir Alfred, I have a very delicate question to ask you. Let me assure you, I will tell no one of this visit.
But I don't understand, Professor Alfred. I have nothing to hide.
You're in bad trouble because of your relations with Mary Smith.
How dare you, sir?
The letters. Sir Alfred, that is not the point. I want to know exactly what happened that night you met with Mary in the woods.
Professor, are you accusing me? Do you have any proof?
I didn't say that. But I wondered if you'd come with me to the police.
The police?
Yes. I don't doubt your innocence. But there are some facts that have to be cleared up.
I don't have to defend myself. You're crazy if you think that
You
I
must
had...
believe me, don't worry. We don't want a scandal. I know. The facts are all against you right now. But if you have nothing to hide, why are you afraid?
All right. Perhaps I was wrong. So we had a relationship, but that's all there was to it. There's no reason to believe that I would murder her. Excuse me, will you, woman, please? I'll go get the letters, and you can see for yourself.
Well, what about him?
It's a possibility.
Leonore. Leonore. My poor Leonore.
It's necessary to have a second injection.
I know.
Oh, darling, please, let us finish the cure now.
No. Better that you leave me like this. I wish that you hadn't been late that night.
I arrived too late. Probably at that moment, Mary was escaping in the woods and might well have seen me come here.
Don't have remorse now.
You don't know what I've done.
Leonore, you're thinking about Sheena Whiteman.
How did you know that?
Sir Alfred told me that Sheena knew who Mary's murderer was.
I was so frightened. She and Priscilla saw each other in the forest. I saw it through the window. Sheena must have seen you kill Mary that night. You must know I was forced to do it.
And she recognized me.
Yes,
Oh, all the bad I've done.
but we must fight back to save you, because without you, I don't exist.
Leonore, the second injection. You know I'm not a murderer.
Watch out! Leonore! Get away from her! Get away from her! Leonore! I can't help you, Leonore! Get away from her, you filthy beast! Get away! Get away from her! Leonore! I can't help you! Get away!
Leonore!
Leonore!
My darling! The key, Leonore.
I'll kill you! Don't get away from me. You've killed my Leonore. I'm gonna beat your brains out. I'll kill you! I'll kill you! Oh, murdering dog! I'll kill you! Kill! I'll kill you!
You must have known it was Walter. You were with him that night in the guardhouse.
So what? And now?
Listen to that story. Tell us, Pris, is it because you're making time with the professor that you're being so very uppity about it?
Don't listen to her, please.
Miss Leonore will not be with you this morning. She had to leave for reasons of her own. You may stay in the park this morning, and tomorrow you'll attend the funeral of Walter.
Silence!
You have no right to judge others, much less when they are dead. Judgment is for God alone.
Be calm. After all, he got what he deserved.
No! Get away! Get away from here!
Get back here! Wolf!
The death of his master might have affected him. A beast sometimes is especially sensitive.
It's true. Perhaps he feels guilty of Walter's death. I'm going now.
Wolf. Wolf. What are you doing? Leave me alone. Wolf, where are you taking me? What are you looking for?
What are you doing here?
There. Over in the woods. It's terrible. It's
What's
terrible.
happened? What have you seen?
I've seen a corpse. It's Walter.
What are you saying to me? You're imagining things.
No, I've seen it. It's not my imagination. The dog led me to it. Wolf.
The dog?
I followed him and he took me into the woods. At a certain place he began to dig and uncovered something. It was Walter.
You're still in shock from that night. Come inside. I'll get you something to drink. All right, I'll go and phone the police. But if we find nothing again this time, come in.
But if the body of Walter is buried in the woods, who could be buried in the cemetery? Mr. Swift? Mr. Swift, what are you doing? Can't you hear me?
Leonore. I've killed again.
You haven't killed Priscilla. I shot you. I had to.
It's better this way. Without Leonore, I don't want to live. She was with me always. She tried her best. But it's no use now. I murdered Mary Smith in the woods.
Don't excite
I went out and killed her. I don't remember. I hoped it could be cured. I followed your research. I begged Vincent to send you. Leonore is in Walter's grave. Is she we buried in the cemetery? May God forgive me.
Well, now it's finished.
The moon. It was a nightmare for me.
I know. Now the nightmare has passed.
Welcome back to Storm's Eclectic Realm. I'm still here with Bray Road and my co-host Phelony, who's doing really well today. I'm so proud of you, Phelony.
It's on her best behavior.
She is. You have to come back to the castle one time and see her and she's being a little naughty.
Bray Road. Cat too.
Yeah, and Rocky is joining us too. It's fun. Okay, well, I'm going to continue on for our interview here. Thank you so much so far for everything you have told us. It's nice to learn things about you guys. Can you tell us about some memories from the road that stuck with you and your travels and playing other places?
I could say one with Pete and I right off the bat was we were visiting a place called the Uranus Fudge Factory.
Oh yes, yes. Well, we went back there twice.
Yeah, but that wasn't the story though.
Okay.
The story was as we were driving. Person driving is like, hey, I think I just saw the trailer door swing open.
Oh yeah.
We're on the freeway going full speed, so we pull over and the only thing that was lost was every one of Pete's super expensive cymbals. Right, the whole thing was gone.
The case,
everything, and a guitar stand of mine. So we got really lucky because we were pretty far away, going full speed with all of our stuff not strapped down in a trailer.
Where were you going?
Like in Missouri, right?
Missouri.
Yeah. So somebody picking up cigarette butts or beer cans on the side of the road. got pretty lucky when they found Pete's stuff. So.
Remember, just one breaking because you're so nice and you borrow them to other bands and things like that at different events. And yeah, I remember one breaking. You had to get one right away, and it was like really pricey.
Well, I was covered on that.
That's good, yeah, as you should be.
The person who covered you had to pay for it right away. So.
Yeah, well, that's good.
He used to be on the Richter's bus all the time. We gotta have stories after stories.
It doesn't have to be like this. It's just in your history of being a musician.
You know, close calls and flat tires and fun times, roadside bus parties.
Yep, and then me with burial ritual. Lots of tours. Lots of burial ritual tours over the years.
Right.
And first tour, one of the early ones, had a minivan pulling my trailer, and that broke down. Engine went out. And I bought a vehicle with money I had saved.
Yeah. Is it bad to say that now, at our age, that we go through the vast journey of making sure that something won't happen? It's like we almost don't want crazy stories from the road anymore.
It's just kind of like a learning thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like everything else.
But I buy a vehicle at a dealership up the freeway.
Yeah.
As long as they don't surpass the good
Just
ones.
so that, to continue the tour and have something I can pull the trailer with. That's a big one.
Okay.
Really, right now we're just kind of recording and finishing up an album. It's actually... Pete did his parts. Dave's got his parts done. I'm still working on samples and vocals for my parts. But like I said, we record ourselves, so we actually invested in quite a bit of money in our studio.
Yeah. The computer,
mics, all our inputs. And
it's easier if you record your tracks solid the first time.
Yes, you're right about that. But I can do practice takes. I can check my progress.
Right.
You know, all that stuff. Because
the other thing is we don't use in our recordings. We don't use. You hear a lot of bands, they oversample their drums with nothing but samples.
Oh, yes.
Ours are more natural. Like, we keep it...
Yes.
Our engineer keeps it natural.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Hi.
Yeah, keep going. Don't interrupt. I'm not interrupting.
Our main
I just
hostess
came back from
Storm is here.
feeding because when you guys came... Oh, yeah. I had a hunger that came over me for some reason.
Yeah,
you guys
this
smelled
is
so
Storm.
delicious. Well, I met them earlier in the castle, you know, so
Right.
I kind of had to go past. I don't know if they seen me. But
Oh.
I had to go because I knew you had your guests coming. Bray Road, everyone.
Yeah,
Woo! Nice to meet you guys now. Yes. Yeah, so, sorry, I interrupted the whole thing.
You know,
It's okay.
I got habits of when people walk up behind you, you got to kind of make sure...
Well, actually, I think I've gotten a lot of information from them. Do you guys have anything else you want to add to all the people out there about you guys? Like, what's in store for you? Like, coming up to, like, releasing your album, obviously. So maybe, like, maybe we have a tour, maybe to plan or something.
Right now, we have our website. That's www.brayroad.com. We have our Facebook, our website and stuff. You can purchase CDs, music. We make the T-shirts in house, so
okay.
Really,
Nice.
with the pandemic, kind of set us back a little bit. So we're just still kind of trying to find footing on what we want to do as far as shows. We're all one thing about this band is we all work for a living in this band, so getting out to tour is sometimes just not feasible because we depend on our own sources of incomes, and that don't really pay the bills. You got kids, both fathers, so we just don't have the freedom that a lot of other bands do, and we're just gonna keep producing good music and putting it out there. That's what we're gonna do.
Absolutely, and we're gonna have all the information up for you guys to check them out. If you don't know them already, that'd be crazy. But yeah, they are so amazing. They don't rock. They're metal, but they rock. You know me. I rock. We all rock.
We're whatever we need to do.
Yeah, they're completely amazing. Sorry, Abigail.
Oh, no, that's okay.
I gotta add.
No, it's perfect. No, I just want to say to everyone out there, this is why it's so important that when you're out at shows to help these bands out by like purchasing the merch, because all of it goes towards bringing all of you more music. So whenever you're at shows, make sure you check out all the merch from all of the bands that you see and pick up all of their new releases, because it's definitely seems like it's like such a complicated process, and there's such talent here that they deserve your support, and we hope that you give it to them.
Heck yeah.
Keep us around for another 12 years.
Yes, it's
most
all in
definite.
our hands, really.
Absolutely. And there's absolutely no problem with that. You guys all rock. Yeah, so as of right now, I'm starting to get a little more thirsty, and I think maybe I should just go clean up my fangs. Maybe that's it. So we are going to let you guys all go. We hope you enjoyed the movie. Bray Road, yes, check them out. We love them. We are so excited they came to the castle, unharmed by the moat and everything else. So stay eclectic.
Happy nightmares! Tuck your guts in, guys.
Whoops.